Hey guys, Jack here. We're checking out the little 9-1 Rimless tank that's still in its very early stages, is just beginning to grow in. Found out its new inhabitants, the yellow shrimp, won't be here for a while yet. Don't know when they're going to be here. Haven't heard back from Aquatic Arts yet. But I took the shipping notice yesterday when it was pretty late in the day and it hadn't showed up, and I checked the tracking number and it said the shipment was canceled. So I emailed them this morning, asked them what's up, and I have not heard back yet. Anyway. Really excited to get those little guys in here. I think it's going to be awesome. I think I've got the place at least cleaned up enough for them to start helping me make this thing look the way I want to. But I made a mistake yesterday, and I don't like to let mistakes lay, especially when I say something will work, and then I find out it won't work. And then because YouTube changed the way that you can actually edit videos, I can't actually edit the video once it's up, and I don't want to take it down. So I did a video yesterday, and I said that I was going to solve the problem I was having with this sponge filter, and this guy here is going to be my prop and help me explain everything. This is a half one. I've now got, remember I told you that little internal filter was still working and the other one crapped out in the other tank yesterday? Yeah, well look what's there. It's another sponge filter. So, I had a problem. I had a problem because up here, we were spraying bubbles out so fast that we were splattering, since this is such a shallow tank. And as you can see, I went a different way. I actually just brought the tops of the filters above the water, so they work like a little internal or hang-on back filter now. They bring the water up, and you can actually see, instead of just bubbles coming out, they do in fact draw water through. And I can turn this one up here. I think I turned it down. I turned that one up, so this one, yeah, I can turn that pressure up. You can see the air is just blowing water through that. I don't really want that there, so let's turn that one over there. Pressure up, pressure down, and it's just the airflow that's drawing the water through. We'll worry about getting it back where I want it here in a second. What I had suggested that I was going to do, once I thought about it, it didn't make any sense that it ever would work, but I tried it just to prove myself that it wouldn't work, was you could just take this filter, turn it upside down. Let the water and air come out down here, and that would increase the time in the water column and make it spray less up above the surface and getting everything wet on me. Well, that didn't work, and if we understand how this filter works, which we're about to have a lesson in, we would understand why. So the way this filter works is we blow air right in here, and this filter sits up right like this. That air goes into this chamber right here. And that air wants to go up. So it takes the path of least resistance, which is straight up, goes up here and shoots out there. Of course, once this thing's underwater, the whole thing fills up with water. You can't move air through that tube without moving water along with it. It's going to go along for the ride. So now that creates negative pressure, just like you sucking on a straw and sucking water out of a glass of water. And if that water is leaving up out of here, the only place it can get replaced from is back here. So there's a gentle suction then that's created around all these little holes. And then our little sponge goes there, and the water has to go through the sponge. And that's how these filters work. Now, if you know that, I should have not even thought it would have been possible. If we turn this upside down, we're trying to force air down. That's not going to work, guys. So what happens is the path of least resistance becomes here, and then it shoots over that way, and then there's enough of it, it does start to force air out of both sides, and you get no filtration. So I figured that out after I said that, and I thought, what a dumb decision to even say that. But I'd already uploaded the video, and once you have a video up, taking it down kind of sucks. So I thought I would just do a correction. And then I was like, well, you say that'll happen, will it happen? So I flipped it upside down, and it's exactly what happened. It did not work, it will not work. But the cool thing is, now some of your bigger sponge filters or certain other types of sponge filters may not have this function, but these guys, and the one that's in there, that's basically a double version of this. All the parts are the same except down here, instead of having an elbow piece, you have a T and one on each side. These are the exact same size sponges, which is really nice because if you've already got a tank cycled, and you're bringing in a new tank, you can take one sponge off of there and you still have to cycle one behind. Take that and put it on your new sponge filter for your new tank, and you've already got a cycled filter in your brand new tank, and you just take the the non-cycled one and put it on that side, and one's plenty to get it through and get that one cycled as well. But what these do that's really cool, again, not all of them will, is they actually have like up periscope mode. So that's, when I thought about that, I thought, well, it doesn't need to be having bubbles come through the surface. There's plenty of whatever oxygen is going to get in there. That's all happening in the water column itself. And all that water's coming out. So I thought, well, if you put it up above the water line and just let it flow, that should stop the problem. And it absolutely did. And I am very happy. It's a gentle flow. That one's up a little higher than I need it. Blowing some pretty big bubbles. But I'm not getting splatter. And I'm getting some flow and movement on the water, which is what I want. I don't want complete dead spots in the tank. And if you think about it, they don't really take up a ton of space. I might actually replace this double one, since I'm going to be running two, with one of the single ones, so that basically they will take up the same amount of space as a single. But if you look back there in that corner, I mean, there really is not a lot of space lost, even in a small tank like this. And you can see that Valsnaria, even like a leaf in the back is up against that filter. It's not going to hurt nothing. This is not like your high-speed, heavy draw filters. That leaf can grow right up against there. It's not going to hurt anything. The shrimp will go in there and clean stuff up. So I think this is going to be kind of my go-to going forward with probably just about anything. I mean, I might even, the ones that don't need it over here, I might even switch those to this, except I can do a lot of top growth in those tanks, and I don't think this would be as good for a tank where you're doing floating vegetation, even though some duckweeds managed to find its way in there. We don't plan on doing a top growth on this tank. But I just wanted to share this with you. If you ever end up with this problem, and you wanted a solution for it, don't turn the freaking filter upside down. That's not going to work. And I'm going to put a link in the video notes to where you can find these filters and the doubles. And I just can't say enough good things about them. They're stupid cheap. I think a 4-pack of those is somewhere around, it's either $9 or $12. And I think a 4-pack of these is about the same. I don't think you actually save much by buying the smaller ones, but you do get less space taken up. I'm going to run this with at least 2 sponges. Like I said, I'm probably going to put this one later on today over on that side and repurpose that one somewhere else, just to save some space, because a double one in there really does kind of take up some space. But I would totally run this tank once the plants were established with a single one of these. Especially running, a few nanofish, and Neocardania shrimp. I don't think that you would even be straining the capacity of this system at all. Remember, these bowls up here, running about a month now with some re-aquascaping. I mean, I'm running these guys with Neocardanias, and on this side there's our little pearl gourami hiding in the Rotala indica there. And we got white cloud minnows cruising around in here, and there's no filtration at all. Zero. The plants are doing all the work in these systems up here. And I've done water changes, but I haven't gotten crazy with it. So the concept that we can't, get by with that alone is just, that would be foreign to me. But in the beginning, new tank, I'm kind of rushing the shrimp in. I might even just go ahead and let that bigger one run for a while, because until the plants start growing in, it really doesn't matter that it's taking up that much space anyway. So, nice thing, if I ever go and replace it, I won't have to lose my beautifully cycled sponges. I'll just take one of those and drop it on here. Anyway, guys, again, I really think that you owe it to yourself to look at sponge filters for some of your tanks. I can't tell you how much good they do for a system. I'm going to take you over here and show you the cherry breeding tank. It's not real pretty on aquascaping because I'm just tossing stuff in it right now as a place to keep it. I've got all this cholla wood that I need it basically in any tank so that it'll sink, and it's starting to sink for me now, so that I can use it in some other projects. And I figured they'd do a good job of cleaning it, and they'd be pretty happy about it. And but if you look at the water in this tank, it is crystal. Absolutely crystal clear. And the only thing in there is one of those double-sided sponge filters. I just think that they are a fantastic thing for you to do for your systems. And looky here, I'm going to have to try to get this little bugger out. See that? That's a red cherry shrimp. What are you doing in there? How did he get in there? This is the Dream Blue tank, and we got an infiltrator there that wants to mess my genetics up. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you consider sponge filters for your tanks. And I'm just gonna say one more time, if you're looking for something really nice looking, beautiful tank to work with, and you don't want to break the bank, and you have limited space for it to go, this 9.1 gallon AquaMaxx is just for $100. You can get the discount code when you buy it from Marine Depot, $10, and basically you get the tank shipped for $100. I just can't say enough good things about it. It's a little bit bigger brother, the 12 long. It's out in my living room. Love it too, but to me that's a little bit shallow in the depth that way. They have a 22 that's 36 inches long and maybe an inch or two taller than this that I think would be a great tank to go a little bigger with, and it is like a $200 tank. And I think these are good sizes to work with. They give you a lot of a floor plan kind of to play with plants and learn from them. And since they're shallow, they don't need super high light. That's just a Phoenix Stingray there. It's coming along well, and we'll keep up with you in the future.